Yeah, so the next big dart that dropped, man, was very unexpected.
Yeah.
I remember when DJI posted like a preview of like new camera announcement. I'm like, what? Like, can it be another drone? They just dropped a drone like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Turns out to be their own cinema camera, which is a DJI Ronin 4D.
Sheesh.
It is a cinema camera that shoots 6K, and this thing is very unique looking, to say the least.
An animal,
it's
bro.
something that's, I mean, it's a one of a kind. It's like I've never seen anything like this. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting to look at.
It's so pleasing to the eyes, bro.
You think so? It
Yeah.
looks like a freaking animal to me. It's weird.
Bro, it looks. So when you told me you were like, let's talk about the 4 DJI. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
4D,
3D? Like,
4D.
you wear glasses for 4D?
Yeah.
And then I was like, holy shit! Like, they're fucking game changing everything.
Yeah, it's definitely it's different, man.
It's a fucking cinema camera on a gimbal.
It's essentially a
four
cinema
axes.
camera with it's a 4 axis, which it's still hard for me to like wrap my mind around that, because most consumer gimbals are 3 axis. This is 4 axis, so I'm a little confused as far as where's the 4th axis.
Well, we get it if we went to algebra. You never did geometry. No, it just means like it's a X, Y, Z, and then the other axis is like it keeps it pan, or it's fucking retarded.
Okay,
No,
Mr.
so
Algebra guy.
it's a
That's a great
fucking-
explanation.
No, it's a X, Y, Z, and then the 4D comes with like the tilt, the angle. The angle is
Our
basically the
gimbals
4D.
could do that already.
No, but the angle, it basically means that you can keep the same angle, and it can like, I don't know, like when you walk.
Sure.
And it goes up and down. That's what solves it.
Oh, it
is
kind
stupid.
of like absorbs it. It's like an up and
It
down
keeps it.
thing.
And I'll tell you straight out the bat, dude. If I was you, I would get that shit.
Nah,
I told you off air right now, you would get that.
Anyways, so it's
What's specs?
it shoots ProRes and raw video up 6K 60 frames per second, which is nuts.
You can get an AK version too.
It has a right focus wheel as well. Like it's very like made
gun.
well. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's really good.
ergonomically.
Yeah, it's very exactly. That was what I was looking for. It has a left pan tilt grip. Like it has everything you could think. A touch screen. A 5.5 freaking monitor, which is amazing.
Yeah.
The batteries last forever, and it's really fast to charge.
Yeah.
It's all carbon fiber, but it's just it's really hard to explain, man, because it's something that we've never seen before.
Fuck no.
But it's great.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, it's not for me because I don't shoot.
Oh, it's for you,
Fam,
Bro,
I'm
this
not
thing-
showing up to I'm
Alberto.
not showing up to a talking
Alberto.
head interview with this camera.
Alberto.
man.
When I first saw the review, the first thing was like, this is Alberto. Because why was it Alberto? Because I was like, Alberto likes shit that's like trendsetting, like shit that nobody's ever seen. One wheel, fucking gimbal. You were the first one to gimbal with a drone, bro. This what made me think about you was the fucking
This is dope.
oh the E-mount, dude. The E-mount, like you can switch the E-mount, the LiDAR. Nobody's fucking. You know what LiDAR is?
I don't know what that is.
The LiDAR sensor. So I'm a fucking nerd. So I watched like all this like geographical shit. Like how did people know that the ruins were here in the Amazon?
Okay.
It's because they shoot this LiDAR. It basically means like it shoots like a laser and it like detects the topographical like hills and shit.
I can't tell if you're making this shit up.
No, I swear to God. So the LiDAR makes any manual lens an automatic lens because you can change it. You can chase it. You can automatically make it chase its own.
Yeah.
It shoots a beam and it recognizes the focus point. So you can have a cheap ass fucking manual lens that's E-mount that if you look on the little sheet that they do.
Okay, so I didn't go that much of a detail, but I just saw a few YouTube videos by a full-time filmmaker. Great review, by the way. You should check it out. They even shot a little bike commercial with it. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. What he was saying was that right now they're making their own lenses to make it fit to this system because you just can't swap any lens on this, I think.
No, you could do E-mount.
Really?
Yeah, bro. What
Holy
the fuck?
shit, man.
Yeah, so
Because I know one of the
three.
One of the drawbacks, they have 3. They have like
Yeah.
a 24, 35, and like a 50, I
Yeah.
think. And it's very easy to balance because they're all very compact lenses.
Yeah.
They're probably the size of that lens right there, the 55.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an E-mount system.
Yeah, so they have like 2 adapter thingies. So the one you take it off, and then that's the DJI, which is 3.
Yeah.
So, and then you can take off the back one, and it's a full frame E-mount. I'm pretty sure.
Is it just E mount, or because I can't imagine
M mount? M mount too.
Is that whatever Canon lens has? I think it's LF or
I'm pretty sure it's a. You take off the thing, you put on a thing,
like an adapter.
Yeah, but it said E mount and M mount. The guy who I saw was some guy. He lives off a fucking van or some shit. But anyways,
yeah.
He was basically saying that they have this E mount thing, which is cool. The 85 mil 1.8 isn't because it's probably heavy, but the G Master 85 does work on it. So that's pretty cool. The LiDAR, which is the sensor on top, it looks like a receiver.
Yeah.
It can make any manual lens a fucking autofocus lens, which is fucking revolutionary. And that's the reason I would buy it. Price range.
Apparently, dude, there's like two versions. There's a 6K and an 8K version.
Yeah.
And the price jump is insane. So the first price was like a little over $7,000 and $7,200. And the 8K version is going to cost you a easy $11,500.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, that's more for like filmmaker, I think.
Yeah.
Someone like, let's say Ian, he shoots a lot of like short films and narrative style. Like I feel like this is something for him. Even though he hates gimbals, so maybe it's not for him. I mean, for my workload, I can't see myself using this, but there's definitely a market for it. But I feel like that's gonna help change, getting closer to like the RE cameras, for example, because we're just getting closer and closer as far as price range.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like what I said, we're in a golden age of your fucking cameras. They have a thing where like you can take off the camera and put it on a gimbal. Maybe they have a lot. Everything is going like small rig style.
Yeah, and it's mounted already together. So like you have top panel, because usually all those little pieces. If you were to have a body of a red that costs $6,000, that's the cheapest red, by the way. The Komodo, I believe, is $6,000. To have it attached to a gimbal, to have it attached to a top handle, a side handle, another side handle, a monitor, bro, all those little pieces cost you like $600 plus.
Yep.
And this, I mean, yeah, granted, it all comes together and you're paying for. That's why the price is whatever the price is.
Yeah.
But it ends up being cheaper than buying like a red with all the systems that you need. And if you want like to stabilize it, you need to get either like a very expensive heavy Ronin, or as you see like the Scorpion thing, they call them the easy rigs.
Yeah.
That all costs a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Where this kind of takes care of it. It's very run and gun cinema style.
Yeah. And that's why I said this is your fucking camera, dude. If you do more research, bro, you're gonna buy this shit.
Fam, I just said that I don't want to drop $3,500 on an A7S3, let alone $7,000 on this.
Think about the accessibility. One battery for all that system. Think about how many batteries your monitor has. Think about how many batteries your fucking.
I do carry a fuck ton of batteries, but for my workflow right now, man, if I were to shoot a short film, I get it. It makes sense. But for my workflow where I'm doing like commercial work, I don't really need that. If I'm doing a lot of talking head shots of like interviews, for example, I don't need that. I'm cool with an oversample 6K sensor to shoot 4K 24 frames. That's all I need, honestly.
Yeah.
And I would love to have some 4K slow motion, which I don't have right now, but we just talked about the A7 IV, but
yeah. The only thing I didn't like about this camera was the crop.
It's very weird looking too.
It's cool.
It looks like a dinosaur, honestly, like a long neck kind of thing. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
That shit looks dope.
It's cool though.
I didn't
know there was a crop sensor. Crop, but
I don't know how like technology is keeping up and they're putting all these powerful cameras, but they can't figure out the crop thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a merchandising or a selling point that they're trying to like, this is the capability.
It is cheaper to go crop, so
that's what I'm saying.
That's why
maybe they're not investing research development on that because they don't want to spend on it.
I doubt that's any of that, but
who fucking knows?
But DJI is definitely. I think they're ready to drop something different already, because they're already have a preview for something else. Like something's gonna drop pretty soon again. I'm like, bro, DJI is like pushing it. They kind of remind me what Sony was like a few years ago.
Yeah,
Sony was pushing a camera like every 6 months.
Yeah,
that's what DJI is doing right now. Like they're going from drones. They conquered the drone world. There's no competition when it comes to drones. GoPro tried, they failed. Now they're getting into, now they have action cameras too, and now they're going into like the cinema space, like the pro consumer cameras, which is it's exciting to see, man, because I love this competition because it's only going to bring the value of cameras a little lower.
I agree with you. DJI came out the gates hot, bro.
Yeah.
Like they were like, we're going to do cinematography. We're going to fucking kill it.
Yeah.
And
this is in competition with like a Red camera for sure.
Yeah. When you told me about the 4D, I was like, man, what are you talking about? And I Googled like DJI new camera. It was like a gimbal stick with a little GoPro thing. And I was like, wow, this shit's whack. And then like I YouTubed it. I was like, hey, I'm going to go do my research. And then I researched. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. What the fuck? And, you know,
the video quality is amazing too. I'm telling you, watch Full Time Filmmaker. They made a commercial out of it. It's amazing.
Dude, oh man, I forgot his fucking name, but it's called like Fat Kid or something. I don't know what it is, but the tracking, dude, with the LiDAR, you can put a fucking E-mount lens and set it to adjust a manual lens and just make you track and you're walking. It's fucking beautiful tracking on your fucking face. Like it's insane. Unknown light on like a 5,000 ISO. Which was insane, and with no fucking noise. And I was like, holy shit.
Right.
And it was like a 2.8 lens. And that just blew me away. Like, just the amount of technology that's coming out, and especially with DJI, like, they're trying to take over the game. Who fucking knows? Like, everybody's trying to monopolize everything. That's the truth, man.
That's
everybody's trying to monopolize.
Man.
Yeah, dude. Like, they're trying to kill Sony. They're trying to kill Canon. Which, in my opinion, man, I feel like Canon's a little like...
Well, they've never been really revolutionary from my eyes, and I could be speaking from a Sony's perspective. And I'm not a Sony ambassador. We're not Sony ambassadors. We wish, but Canon just doesn't push it. Like
I feel like they're the Samsung versus Apple.
I don't know because like from when everyone says like Samsung always has like the newer technology when it comes to phones. Like iPhone's always late to the game, from what I understand. They always say like, oh, we could do, for example, you know, when face detection started happening.
Yeah.
I remember motherfuckers were saying like Samsung's been having that for 2 years already. Yeah. Or Samsung's been having this for like whatever like new things that we get excited for when the new camera, when the new iPhone drops. Samsung's been having that, but no one gives a fuck about Samsung that much besides like two of my friends, and we always kill them for it.
Yeah,
like, bro, ill green bubble, get out of here. Like,
dude, it's funny because like my brother-in-law, he's fucking like an Android, and I was like, you got a new phone. I swear,
and they always say about the best camera ever. Yeah. They do have greater cameras.
So we went hunting, right? I'm like, I'm gonna send you pictures. Pictures come out perfect.
Yeah.
Videos, I send them 4K 60.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I sent you the videos. And I'm like, don't send me videos. Like, they come out crappy all the time.
He said that?
Like, yeah. I'm like, dude, no, they don't. I send them to my iPhone friends. This is good. It's like, nah, Apple to iPhone or Apple to Android. I always fucks it up
like
on purpose.
Mac to PC.
On purpose.
Yeah.
And I look, I'm like, let me see. I'm gonna connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh fuck, it's all grainy and shit.
Really?
Little fucking square, like with the
it's all pixelated.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, like the pictures come out good, but the video never comes out good. So don't do that. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a commercial stunt, whatever, but this DJI 4D, man, if I was you, I mean, if I had the money, money wasn't a problem.
It's 8 racks, bro.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna stick with the mirrorless camera systems. All right. But it's either between the A7 IV and the A7S III. I swear these stupid names, man, they're so confusing. Chris is like, don't you want the A7 III? I'm like, I already got it, Kristen. He's like, then which one you want to say? I'm like, A7S III. You forgot the S part.
Yeah.
And then there's the R series. But I think I'm leaning to and the extra.
You don't know?
All for one fucking spec is what's killing me to spend an extra $1,000 on it.
Yeah.
I hate that. And Sony knows what they did. So a lot of people that are, I'm like all these like on these like forums and groups, and they're like, bro, this 4K 60 crop fucking kills me. I'm like, bro, that's a deal breaker to me, I think.
Yeah.
And Sony's fucking salivating because they know they're gonna get an extra band on the A7S III purchases.
Right.
And
so let me ask you one question: what's keeping you from getting the FX6?
FX3?
Or no, the FX6, the big one, the silver one, not the FX3,
not the FX3.
No, the one that looks like an official cinema.
Yeah, that's just it's overkill for me. I don't need it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I actually shot a wedding with that camera a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
they had a FX6, they had an FX3.
Yeah, I remember seeing the story.
An A7S3. And I'm shooting with my A7 III. They're like, hey, pick any camera you want. I'm like, honestly, dude, I have my hotkeys ready for my camera and customized. Like, I'm more comfortable using my camera. That's why even with your cameras, like, I don't know how to use your camera, bro. Because I have everything customized, like, with hotkeys and everything. Right. And, I mean, it's for a fucking wedding, FX6, it's fucking overkill. But They were using it for a live stream, so it's a little different. But yeah, that's just overkill. Like I don't need it. It's like you getting an A1 right now. You don't need it. It's overkill for you.
Yeah.
Or a Hasselblad camera. You know those cameras cost like
$30
so
grand?
much.
Yeah.
It's like you getting a Hasselblad camera you're shooting for Instagram.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for you to get that camera.
Yeah.
The same for me to get the Canon DJI 4D or the FX6, which a lot of people are really loving the FX3 though. Like I spoke to fucking Zeke Kitchen, and he just got the FX3 that costs about a few $100s more than A7S3. It's literally the same camera, honestly. Yeah. But it has like all these like mount ports and all that good stuff. That usually you have to spend extra for it. But he says he's been loving that camera a lot.
Yeah, it's all about you basically end up paying for what makes your life easier.
Yeah, it's honestly like you need to figure out what your workflow is, what you're shooting, why this camera helps you elevate your work.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Don't get the camera just because like it's the coolest thing right now.
Yep.
It's like don't just get it because just for me, like I need it for